What's going on with everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged, and I am back in here with my personally top 30 albums of 2022. These are my faves. This is naturally going to be a long video. I'm talking about 30 albums, so I want to keep it short. If I kind of shorten the description of some of these albums, I apologize. I just don't want to talk your head off that much. Another thing, there will be two playlists in the description, an Apple and a Spotify playlist, basically with at least a song representing each 30 album on here. And yeah, so if you just want to be like, I just want to, actually hear what this nigga talking about, there will be two playlists. And this is personally my least favorite time of the year because I have to do lists. I hate doing lists. I hate ranking stuff. I suck at it. Number 5 on this list may be number 17 tomorrow. Number 17 might be number 23. It's just the way how I feel when I'm making a list at the time. So take that with a grain of salt as you may. But let's get right into this thing, man. With no further ado, clocking in at number 30, number 30 is BlueBucksClan Clan Way 3. Now, I found out about these two brothers a couple years ago, but never really tapped in with them too heavy. But I think earlier this year, for whatever reason, I had heard One Good Year. It's a song on, I think it was like Clan Virus or something, one of those tapes. And it was just so many sports references. I love sports references. And they were doing some good sports references. Not, I get the 30 on me like I'm Curren. You know what I'm saying? Niggas say, what do you say? Nigga had one good year. Niggas Jay Cutler. Nigga had one good play. Niggas What do you say? Nigga had one good play. Nigga Malcolm Butler. You know what I'm saying? As a Patriot fan, didn't like that disrespect. But either way, I was like, I got to hear more. Then they drop Where You Are, Jeezy, Where You At? I was like, this is absolutely amazing. Listened to this album, loved it, been listening to it for a minute. And yeah, man, they go back and forth. The two LA rappers, just as I think is the best way in layman's terms to put it without any better terms. This is two dudes from LA shit talking for an whole album. So if that interests you, go listen to it. I loved it. Number 29, we got Beam. Beam was somebody who I was supposed to interview him, but somebody that I reviewed this tape, and I really did love it. He's kind of like, if you like Don Toliver, but maybe for whatever reason you kind of fell off of him a little bit, you ain't really rocking with Brent like that. He is like the replacement for Don Toliver. This guy is featured on Beyonce's album. 10 years ago, he was winning Grammys for producing Christian rap albums. So this is kind of like a 180 because now he's doing secular music. And he's the son of a reggae legend. He got all type of bangers on here. He, like I said, he got songs that sound like they could be in a Don Toliver lane. Then he got songs where he's just straight up singing. Then he has songs where he's just doing straight dance hall PDF. Bunny floor. Hey, Pandy Floor, okay, Pandy Floor, okay, Pandy Floor. Love that. So, yeah, man, I would check out Beam if you're interested in any of those descriptions. He's one of the most versatile producers and artists that we have. So, yeah, man, go check him out. Big fan of Beam. And then we go to number 28, DRAM. What had happened was, it's a good album, bro. I forgot DRAM was even dropping music, really, not gonna lie. And then he had that whole debacle where Drake dissed him for whatever reason on Her Loss. And I felt that video that nigga posted. That nigga said, man, like he was like, man, y'all jump me, man. He said, I just want my one, Drake. Just give me my one-on-one. And as a real nigga, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get your one-on-one, but I respect the feelings that he had brewing inside of him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get it, but I respect it. And with this album, like I said, it is so good, bro. He is singing his behind off. He's back in rare form, but he's in a way more soulful mood, If you heard his debut album, he got some soulful songs on there, but he went straight just, I'm a sang, from Wham to Three's Company to songs about his mom who passed away. I mean, it is a very, very beautiful album. So yeah, man, shout out to DRAM, the Broccoli Man, the Cha-Cha Man, whatever you know him as. I'm going to call him Soul Brother, you know what I'm saying? Because he got that soul. So shout out to Mr. Soul Brother, man. Then we got Arin Ray, Hello Poison. A lot of these albums I talked about on my underrated albums of the year list. So, a little crossover right here. But Hello Poison is an album that I don't remember how I found out about it. I think it was KTT. And as of recently, he's an R&B artist, and as of recently, I showed it to somebody, and he said, bro, this just sound like a nigga imitating Jeremiah. And it does, now that I listen to it, but it's a fun album, bro. I would say the main critique that I always have to put out is that some of the songwriting is not good. Like, not good at all. But if you can look past that and you want a fun R&B album with some great features, he got Ty Dolla $ign on here, if I'm not mistaken. I know he got Ari Lennox on here. He got Van Jess on here. He got some really good features. Blast is on here. So, like I said, it's a fun R&B album. He got some bedtime lusty stuff, some dancing stuff. I love Freaky. what would I do? Hey, man. Too many eyes, too many eyes. Hey, making fit to fight. Bro, he was jamming on here. So yeah, if you just want an album where you can just jam out to, clean highs to, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them albums, and it's an album that I've had on repeat all year, man. Shout out to Mr. Aaron Ray. And then we go to Brent Faiyaz, Wasteland. Now, this was the album I've been waiting on because I did think his debut album was not good. I thought it was a very big letdown, and I was a big fan of the Saunders stuff. So I'm like, what happened here? This is Saunders' son. I thought this was supposed to be that fat, and it was not that fast. So I was really confused by that. And then he comes with Wasteland, and I like this album. I like this album. I have my problems with it. You know, I have, like everybody else, I feel like I've seen people critique it. But for what it is and for what I want out of Brent, he gave it to me. And a little bit more, I would say. Even with like the kind of story of the album, which if you haven't heard it, not going to spoil it, but there is like a story told through skits. And I appreciate it. So yeah, man, I reviewed it. I've already talked about this album a lot in that review. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts, just go look at that. But I like this album, man. That's all I can say is I like what he did here, man. Shout out to Brent. And then another album that I reviewed, freaking Babyface Ray FACE. Good album, man. I got a couple more Detroit niggas on here, as you will see. But yeah, starting off with Babyface Ray FACE. I know he dropped Mob. It just dropped so recently that I couldn't fit it in here. But that is also a good album. But FACE, man, he got some stuff on here. Sincerely FACE. The song with 42 Dope, where that nigga sound like he was a goddamn field slave, bro. That nigga sound like he was well, he sound like he was an outside nigga, man. The way he was singing, boy, I thought that nigga, shout out to my nigga Amp, boy, that nigga was saying like he had cotton underneath his feet. You hear me? So hey, that was a great nigga. Let me down. That nigga was saying his behind off. But you got Motown music. The Wiz Khalifa song legit sounds like classic Wiz Khalifa. Like I said, he really did his thing on this album from start to finish. I am a fan, and yeah, man. Hey, you know, everybody know I love them Detroit niggas, man. Or the Florida niggas would say, I'm fucked up about them Detroit niggas. And yeah, man, he did not disappoint with FACE whatsoever. An album that I did not review though, 24 Soccer Mommy, Sometimes Forever. So I loved Soccer Mommy last album. When I mean loved it, I loved it. I played that album so much. I can't say that I like this album as much as the last album, but I do still really like Sometimes Forever. There's some beautiful stuff on here with Shotgun. She really tried some different sounds, I realized, which shout out to her. Like, she tried some stuff. Personally, with me, everything didn't hit like it did on the last album. Color Theory was like a no skip for me. Not saying anything is skippable on here, but it's just, I guess, not what I was expecting. But still, like I said, I appreciate her trying different stuff, like with Unholy Affliction, Darkness Forever is fire, Bones. I think Bones was one of the songs that came out as a single. But yeah, man, it's soccer. It's what you would want from Soccer Mommy, but with some experimentation. And I thought for the most part, she did very, very good nailing the experimental stuff down. And for sure, she cleared what she always does. So yeah, man, Soccer Mommy for Sometimes Forever. Then we go to Los, Kareem from New Orleans Part 2. Honestly, I don't know if I reviewed this, but I'll tell you what made me happy. So the intro to this samples the same sample that, I forget the name of the song, but it's on Gunna last album, whatever the song is with Gunna and 21 Savage. When I first heard the Gunna and 21 Savage song, I said, bro, imagine Los would rap over this. This would be crazy. And I kid you not, I ain't hit him up or nothing. He just happened to rap over the same sample. And at that point, I kind of gave myself a pat on the back. I don't do that all the time, but I had to. I was like, you know what, bro? I might know a couple things. I might know one or two things about this music thing, because he sounded beautiful over that beat just rapping. But yeah, man, this is Los in just rare form. It got Nutty on here a few times, man. The last song legit sounds like he time traveled into a Jeezy Shawty Red studio session and stole a Shawty Red beat, came back to 2022 and put it on his own album. That sounds like straight 2005, and I loved it. I need more of him over them beats. You got a C Murder feature on here. Ray is on here. He did his thing, man. So yeah, if you've never heard of Los is a part of a duo, Los Nutty, him and his blood brother, and they rap from very, very specific perspectives about selling like heroin and like, but it's not just like your typical, oh, I sell drugs. Like my nigga Nutty got a song where he's legitimately talking about being picked up. The whole song is about him being picked up by some crackheads and they taking him across state lines to another place, but he's scared because one of the dope fiends shooting up in between their feet. They playing white people music. That he see police all around, like he's very nervous and just stuff like that. I'm like, I need to hear them perspectives. Everybody talk about selling drugs. Let me hear about your specific perspective. And Los will tell you about his specific perspective. It's called Kareem from New Orleans. This nigga name is not Kareem, nor is he from New Orleans. That's what he just told the dope fiends. So if they, you know what I'm saying, came across the police, they be like, oh, I got this from Kareem. Who is Kareem? He don't exist. So yeah, like I said, I just love little stuff like that. Shout out to Mr. Los. Then we got clocking at number 22. Bubba Chain 100,000 ran it up in public housing, man. Nigga Coochie Ronda Rousey, F with me, don't F without me. That is Real Boston Richey public housing. That specific song was Bullseye. Yeah, he is from Tallahassee. Tallahassee's really never had a rap scene like that. If we're excluding somebody like T-Pain, which I feel like you can't exclude, but outside of T-Pain, they never really had like super duper big rappers. I guess they had Dead Prez as well. I don't think both of them are from Tallahassee. I think one of them are. But either way, Tallahassee now has a thriving rap scene, I would say led by Mr. Real Boston Richey, signed to Future. He's only been rapping for a year, and if you ask me, somebody who's only been rapping for a year, he's rapping really well. He's rapping really well over these beats. Doggy, I feel like, is one of his best examples of him like rapping good for somebody who's been rapping for a year. So yeah, man, he's a nigga that I've interviewed. Love Real Boston Richey. If you haven't heard Bullseye across Twitter, everything, I don't know where you've been living at. It's a very, very good song. Just go listen to Bullseye. I guess the remix or the original version really don't matter. I would say the original version just because you just hear full Real Boston Richey, then you hear Future for the remix. But either way, very, very good debut tape, I would say, man. There's so much fire on here. And yeah, man, go check it out. And then we go to number 21. Another one that was on my underrated albums of the year list is Kent Jamz Fanclub. Kent Jamz is one of the guys that was in Overdose. Overdose is a LA band, a rap group, whatever you want to call it. They were on A$AP Rocky's debut album. Kent Jamz absolutely stood out. And I was like, bro, I need some music from him. I say this all the time. Every time I bring him up, this man is Farrakhan's grandson. That in itself is just a crazy conundrum. Like Farrakhan grandson's making music. He put out a collab tape with Buddy. That was the closest thing we had to a debut solo tape in 2020, and that tape was amazing to me. Love that tape. Then he finally comes back after like 10 years, bro. They've been out for like 10 plus years. He finally put out a debut solo tape, and it's so good, bro. If you've never heard Overdose, if you have heard Overdose, let me start with that. He's giving you what what you love from Kent Jamz and Overdose. If you haven't heard Overdose and this is your first experience with Kent Jamz, I would say go listen to Last Kiss. Last Kiss by Overdose is a song that came out, I don't remember when, but I do know Pharrell produced it and he's featured on it. Bro, that song should have been a hit. The fact that it was never a hit, when I mean number one in the country, bro. Never had a last kiss, girl. Hey, baby, do you remember me? Nope. Hey, I never got it. It's so hard to remember about it. Bro, he was sliding on that. So back to Fanclub, from What You Doing, Where You At, French kissing at the Taj Mahal. Yeah, I want the whole world to see. But he was cooking on that thing. You hear me? Love that. It's so much fire on this tape, bro. Shout out to Kent Jamz, man. Love that guy. Then we got number 20, Ojerime Bad Influence. Now, this is super duper fire, bro. I love her. She is a UK artist. I say this every time I bring her up. This is somebody that Drake, if he found her, she would be First Lady OVO and he would push her like the new Aaliyah. She's a beautiful young woman. She's swaggy. Her songs make you want to, hit one of the, you feel me, you get the bank head bouncing when you hear one of her songs. She's so, so good. I think Greasy was the first song I ever heard from her. That was like 2019. Your love is so greasy. It makes me feel easy. And then she with the your love ooh, is not my kind of love. Ooh, come on, man. When I heard that, I was like, bro, who is this black woman? You hear me? Who is this sister? Hey, sister was cooking that thing, and she don't slow down on here, man. From nothing. What's the song? There's so many bangers on here. I'm forgetting which song that is. I think that's Often Enough, which is fire. Local with Jesse James Solomon, that's fire. In the Know is crazy. Go listen to this, bro. If you want some swaggy R&B and you want to find out who Drake might sign next, man, Drake gotta find out her. Drake gotta find out about her. Drake might take all the good songs. I don't know, man. Drake might be like, hey, this kind of hard. Hey, you want to pass this over here, man? I don't know, man. So maybe she don't need to be with Drake, but somebody big need to find her because she is so good. Then we go to number 19, Vince Staples. Ramona Park broke my heart. I was blown away by this album, bro. This is probably my favorite Vince Staples album. Of course, when Sparks Fly, that's kind of like everybody's. I wouldn't even say if it's everybody's favorite song, but that's like the highlight song because it's just so unique. He's rapping about like a girl, but it's like from the perspective of a gun. It's so good. You got DJ Quick. You got all the songs. Freaking Lemonade. DJ Mustard. DJ Mustard's so loud. Right? Y'all know who I am. Wait, he shut up, DJ Mustard. Good beat though. Good beat. That nigga. That's a loud nigga right there. But yeah, man. The outro is really good. This is a very just solid album. He's rapping his behind off on here. What he said, I always get my man, I only miss my girl or something like that. I thought that was really fire. Like, it's a bunch of one-liners. Vince Staples is an amazing rapper, so I don't know why I'm breaking it down like I'm surprised. But yeah, man, Vince Staples is that boy. He showed why he was that boy on this album. And then we go to number 18, man. Kind of one out of left field that I never talked about on this channel before. Stella Donnelly, Flood, man. What did you do? What did you do? Hey, bro, that lungs, bro. The way she starts it off, she slid on this entire album. I first found out about her a couple years ago with the song Tricks. You only like me when I do my tricks for you. Oh, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. She was sliding on there, man. So I was like, let me check out what she got next. This is a very catchy pop kind of alternative album. If that's what you're into, I'm into it. And I love Stella Donnelly, bro. She didn't miss on this entire album. Like I said, everything on here is so catchy. It stays in your head. And like I said, on certain days, bro, this might be in my top 5. That's how much I love this album. So yeah, man, shout out to Stella Donnelly. She came through. Then we go to Boldy, Jamz, and Nicholas Craven, Fair Exchange. Fair Exchange and Robbery, excuse me. I'm tripping. Good album, bro. Freaking interview, Nicholas Craven. Hopefully we can get Boldy next year on the channel. But as I've said plenty of times, I was not the biggest fan. I wasn't a fan at all of Boldy Jamz until I heard Tecmo Bowl, Blown Away. Listening to this, Blown Away. Listen to other projects, Blown Away. I was so asleep. I was wrong. I apologize. His flow just didn't connect him for me until recently. But he absolutely did his Thug Thizzle. I reviewed this tape, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But the nigga Goo Wop, I still need to figure out who that is. That nigga rapped his behind off. But yeah, man, like I said, if you want to hear me talk about that a little bit more details, you go look at the review. It's out there. And then we go to somebody that I didn't review, but I interviewed about his tape. Number 16, Mavi. Laughing so hard, it hurts. Man, Mavi came through, bro. And it's funny because Let the Sun Talk was such a, I guess, like critically acclaimed album that niggas wanted that part 2. He didn't give you that part 2. He gave you an album that's just as good, something I will argue is even better than Let the Sun Talk, but different, you know? And it is so good. He does not miss throughout this entire project. I think it's about 16 songs, great rapping. And hey, I'll say this, I kind of hinted at it in our interview. He sent me some unreleased stuff that was supposed to be on the original tape. And boy, it's crazy. It is absolutely nuts. So yeah, I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. And yeah, man, shout out to Mavi, bro. And then the album freaking that I loved, and I told you how much I loved it, coming in at number 15 is Earl Sweatshirt, Sick. Great stuff right here, bro. Lie. 2010, I think, is one of the best songs of the year. Fire in the Hole. That's such a like, I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm reminiscing on something that didn't even really happen, but it makes me very nostalgic just listen to that beat on Fire in the Hole. Tabula Rasa. That's a really good stuff. Shout out to Arm & Hammer for coming through. Z Loopers on Visions. Like I said, I've reviewed this. I talked about how much I liked it. Good tape, man. And then we go to one that I didn't review because I wasn't sick like the Earl album, but I had surgery in my mouth and I could not speak. That's why I was kind of absent on YouTube for November. And that is Smino Luv for Rip. Smino, bro, is absolutely one of them boys, man. He one of them boys, man. And like I said, in another week, this could be my number 2, 3 album of the year. Like, that's how much I love this album because he got his own swag, his own sound, but he could rap. A lot of niggas who try to create their own swag style, that be the selling point. Like, yo, he don't sound like nobody else, but I mean, he not good at rapper. He could rap. He could sing. He is so different, man. And I might go back and review this album, but I mean, some of my favorite songs, Pro Freak. What's the song? I forget the name of the song with Cole. That one. Defibrillator or Defibrillator, however you say that. What else? Garden Lady. Bro, he just absolutely did his thing. Pro Freak might be my favorite though. Pro Freak, yeah, she get better in the bed. Yeah, that's that fire right there. So shout out to my boy, man. That boy absolutely did his thing on Love for Rip. And then we go to number 13. I'm falling in love with me. I hope you find somebody that love you better than I did. Does my love for my grandmama make me gentle when I care for you? You feel me? You know what that's from? Y'all niggas better know what that's from, man. That's that Future, man. Come on. I Never Liked You. I almost forgot how good this tape is, bro. It is some absolute, this is like Wizard. Because I feel like Wizard is really good, but niggas don't really regard Wizard that high, and it's so good. Even though this has like one of his biggest songs, a song with Tim's and Wait For You, Tim's and Drake, I don't think people are talking about this like it should. Holy Ghost, bro. The flows that he was playing with the get that key, nah, not that key, get the other key. The sedan, what he said, that's the sedan key. Wipe down, washing my car in the rain. I got OCD. The way that he was flowing on that little part right there, that was like, bro, this nigga in his rapidy rap bag. So man, there's so many good songs on here, bro. Freaking Massaging Me, Chickens with ESTG. My God, ESTG was talking nutty on there. Voodoo, bro, like literally this is, I feel like, up there in the Future discography. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's up there for me personally. So shout out to that boy Future, man. He came through. And then we go to number 12, Alchemist and Currency, Continuance. This is another tape that I feel like people forgot about because it kind of came out early in the year. But man, Alchemist always put Currency in that one bag. Currency's, come on, he's Currency. Like, I don't know what you would say. Currency's a great rapper. He's a legend. He has his own lane. But I feel like when he gets with Alchemist, Alchemist just puts everybody in a different bag. He had Babyface Ray on here rapping crazy, dog. Like, that made me want to hear at least a Babyface Ray Alchemist EP. I don't even need a whole album. Just give me four songs produced by Alchemist with raps by Babyface Ray. I bet it would be crazy. Yeah, this is a super duper good tape right here. Currency was rapping super sharp. The Tonight Show. I love that beat. That's a super duper good song. And yeah, I reviewed this, man. I loved it. I raved about it. I don't want to talk about it for too long. Another one that I reviewed, raved about, that I'm definitely not going to talk about for too long because it's arguably one of the biggest releases of the year. Kendrick Lamar, Miss Morale, and the Big Steppers. You know, Kendrick, my favorite rapper of all time. So I was definitely anticipating this. And I still feel the same about how I feel about it when I reviewed it. Go look at my review. I love it. I will say I haven't went back to it as much as I would have liked. So that's why it's clocking in at a number 11 because I didn't go back to it as much as these albums that I'm about to name. But still, it's no way I cannot talk about how, you know, good this album is. I know a lot of people was kind of hit or miss for, but he did his thing, man. I acknowledge what he did on here, and I was a fan. So there's that. And now we're getting into the meat and matter of my top 10. Now we're going to start off with a Golden Boy, Coach Golden too, man. We starting that thing off right, man. Dealing Florida rapper. I love Golden Boy. This is not only my most played album of the year, Golden Boy is my most played artist of 2022. So this is all I listen to. If you want to get in the mind of Eric, what is Eric listening to? It is probably gonna be Golden Boy. At any time of the day, it could be 3 in the morning. What is Eric listening to? He up right now. What is he doing? Probably listening to Golden Boy Countup. So, bro, if you never heard me interview this guy or talk about his music, I love it. I talk about him every month in my monthly playlist thing. He is the most charismatic rapper you will come across, bro. He's hilarious. What do you say? I done bought all the plastic bags out of Family Dollar. He is so funny, bro. He's always talking about smashing a girl like a dog. He just like I said, he has these off the wall bars. And bro, I love Golden Boy. He is my favorite rapper, bro. He was my favorite rapper last year. He is my favorite rapper this year. I love Golden Boy. So if you don't check out nobody, man, check out Coach Golden too, bro. It is so good. And then we got number 9, Mrs. Ravyn Lenae, Hypnos. She did her thing. This is another album that I reviewed, so I don't want to get into it too much. But yeah, man, freaking Venom. That's one of the songs of the year for me, man. I know a lot of people say she sings too breathy or whatever. I don't care. I love it. Shout out to freaking Why Would You Play Me for a Fool? You know it's true. She slid on that, man. So Satellites, freaking Skin Tight. I mean, bro, it's an amazing album. Like I said, I talked about it. I don't want to talk about it too much. Another person that's on this album who's clocking at number 8, who I also reviewed, and I don't want to talk about too much because it's like, I'm already raving about it. Freaking Steve Lacy with Gemini Rice. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. Take a food. I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit. Take a stab at it. Bro, that is the whitest voice of all time. He does not sound like that for most of the album. Like on freaking Mercury, that nigga sound like Sly the Family Stone, but just out of nowhere, I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Steven, baby, you did your thing with that album, and I love the song, man. Just why did you do that voice? The voice, I mean, it worked. It went number 1, but it's so funny to me, man. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Freaking go listen to Gemini. I wish I knew. Number 7, man. Black Odyssey, Black Vintage. Now I want to take my time a little bit on this one because even though this is my underrated album of the year list, I know everybody ain't see that. This, bro, I feel like I could sell this album with one song. They got a song on their deluxe called Benny Got the Gun, and it is featuring Benny the Butcher and George Clinton from the Parliaments, the P-Funk. Now, you tell me what you think that sounds like, because I wouldn't know what that sounds like. If you ever seen the show Random Acts of Flyness, I feel like this whole album could be the soundtrack to that show. It's so beautiful. It's a band that fuses together rock, R&B, funk, a little bit of jazz. It's a fusion band, I guess you would call it. And they do a little bit of everything, and it's so good, bro. I think it was not the deluxe, but the regular cover. That is one of my favorite album covers of the year. That's the one I'm gonna put on here. So good. Like I said, man, this is special music. Like this, if this was bigger, like, bro, these niggas would be like renowned. Like, whoa, like this really amazing music. So please tap in. Like, it is so good, bro. They got a Benny the Butcher and George Clinton feature on the same song. Listen to that. And then we go to freaking, man, I am changed my mind. Oh no, I can't help myself. I'm still in love with you. Hey, man, freaking Drake, honestly, never mind. I know people are probably gonna hate on this because, like, oh, this album sucks. It's not a real dance album. Go listen to freaking Fred again or whoever dork you want me to listen to. Nigga, Drake did his thing with this, bro. Shut up. This album is fire. I don't know what you're talking about. Overgrown or Overdrive. I always say that sounds like a song that should be like in a CW teen drama, but it's so fire. Texaco Green is crazy. Even falling out. That's that 5, man. Love that. Yeah, man, I've raved about this album enough, so I'm not gonna go too heavy into it. But yeah, man, honestly, never mind. Fire. Now, I have not talked about number five like that. Definitely didn't review it, but I feel like I gotta take a little bit time with this, just because I think it is that good. And this is one of, I always say, I think this is the best technical Florida rapper of all time. Just technical. When we talk about technical rapping, I feel like he is the best at it, and that is Rob Banks' Falconia. The deluxe specifically. This is a really good album, bro. For a minute, Rob Banks, I'm not gonna say fell off, but he was just doing things where I feel like he wasn't just playing to his strengths. Like the singing, I didn't really like that much. On this one, he's singing, he has improved at it so much. Conflict resolution, I've seen people say that's one of like the best Rob Banks songs of all time. And he's singing on it, and it's so good, bro. I love Him Jung Un. The song with Uzi's fire, Lifted, and like I said, when you get to the intro, by the way, it sounds like an anime, like like he's an anime guy, but it legit sounds like an anime the way it starts off. But the freaking deluxe, bro, Post Nut Clarity, coming off Kills, Murder One, like bro, he did not miss on that deluxe at all. And this is just this is like Rob Banks back at full form. Niggas be like, no, let me get we want the city Rob, or we want this Rob. He gave you a new era Rob that niggas gonna be asking for now. Man, we want Falconia Rob because it's so good, man. So if you don't know who Rob Banks is, freaking Florida rappers been rapping, came out like around that 2012 era, whatever, Tumblr era, and man, he's rapping on this, bro. It's some good stuff, man. So yeah, man, Rob Banks Falconia, please go give that an ear. And then what else we got, man? Rock Marciano coming in at number 4, and Alchemist, The Elephant Man Bones, another project that I reviewed. Absolutely love this. Absolutely brilliant, as the blokes overseas would say. This is bloody brilliant, bro. The way that he's rapping, Alchemist with the beats. I'm not gonna harp on it because I talked about this album a lot. Go look at the review if you want to hear more. But it's Rock Marcy doing Rock Marcy things, bro. He's rapping at an elite level as usual. That nigga said he way too played and not womanized. That's absolutely hilarious. Go listen to it, man. I promise you would not regret it. If you like rap music, go listen to freaking Rock Marcy. And then number 3 was actually my album of the year until recently, or my rap album of the year. It wasn't my album of the year, it was my rap album of the year by a long shot, honestly. But something came and topped it, which we'll talk about in a few. But NBA YoungBoy, 3,800 degrees. What? Oh my gosh, bruh. Pippity bitch, we jackety nigga because we come from that north side. Pippity niggas a jackety bitch because we come from that north side. Bro, that the second song was fire, freaking amped up. I mean it up, no nigga. I've reviewed this as well, and I've raved about this album. This is by far one of the best albums of the year. Amped Up sound like it should have been a hit in 2006 and 2022. That's how he was in his bro. He was rapping like he was signed to Trill Entertainment, bro. Like he was rapping like he was around Boosie and Webby and Lil Fat and them boys. You feel me? And that's somebody from Florida, love Louisiana, just the state in general. Absolutely adores the music. So I grew up off of Louisiana music. If it's old Cash Money, Wayne, Boosie, Webby, Fat, Fox, a million. Like I really was messed up about them boys. So yeah, man, this is an amazing album. It holds a special place in my heart. And if YoungBoy just raps with this flow, because when he rapped like this on Stop the Violence, oh my God. All right, what was it? Like, this is not a song, this is for my fans, or whatever he named the song. Bro, I'm like, he is entering like the best rapper alive phase, because nobody sounds like this. So I absolutely love it. And yeah, man, that's number 3. Number 2, which was my album of the year until recently, until it got dethroned. The Weeknd, Don FM. Another album that I have absolutely raved about a lot and talked about. Go look at my review if you want to hear more. the outro. I can't keep this out of my head. That freaking, I think that's Less Than Zero, man. That is such a good song. If people have songs that sound more like, or more songs that sound like Less Than Zero, please link them because that is an all timer. That's an all timer right there. Absolutely love that song. Like I said, I could talk about it for days and what songs I like and Gasoline and what songs I love, but just go look at the review if you want to hear all that. I still feel more. I still feel the same about it. I probably love it even more at this point. So there is that. And we're going to top this off with my album of the year. What dethroned YoungBoy's rap album of the year? What dethroned Weeknd's album of the year, Eric? I have not talked about this album as of yet, like as of today. I don't know what the date is. I am planning to review it though. And yes, it came out super duper late, so there's that. But we're going to end this bad boy off. Number one, Absol Herbert. And I don't even know if I want to talk about it too much because I do want to do a review and I don't know which coming out first. But bro, I heard Gotta Do Better or Do Better, and I was like, this is about to be rap album of the year. Then you heard Moon Shooter and all of that. Like, I'm like, this is album of the year stuff. He played the intro on Joe Budden stuff. This is album of the year stuff. He goes on LA Leakers and Freestyle. This is best rapper alive stuff. What is happening? Has Absol figured it out again? Has he figured out like, okay, this is how I make music? And just listen to his interviews and stuff. He's been going through it, man. And he just obviously wasn't in a good headspace making some of those previous albums. And he is so back on this album. And it is special. I'll talk about it later when I really review it. But freaking gotta rap. I knew when I seen that title, I was like, I bet $1,000 he's going to say he gotta rap and he's the god of rap. And he did. And I was like, thank you, Absol. That's what I wanted to hear. So absolutely love him. And I love Herbert, man. Like I said, I'm going to review that soon. So there's that. But that is my album of the year list. Top 30. Playlists are below in the description. Go check them out if you want to hear them. And until next time, I say what I mean. I'm not mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, man. Y'all holla at your boy, no man.